And you just play around with things till you get them the way you want them. Okay. I'm going back in with the lighter color a little bit and just touching that up a little bit more. Perfect. Love it. Okay. Now we're going to, let me widen this up a little bit. We're going to go down to her body neck / neck area. Okay. Let me see if moving up will be better. Yeah. Okay, so again, we're going to go with that darkest brown. I don't have to erase that. I just want it to look clean, so. Okay, we're going with that darkest brown color here. And this side is going to be light. It's going to be shaded lighter than the other side. The other side is going to have a heavy shade. You know what I mean when I say that in a second. So there's our darker color. Then let's go in with another dark brown. Go right over the other. This is a medium dark brown. Go right over the darker one and then come out. So now I'm going in with that one right there. I used that one first. This darker one, now we're going with that one, this one. Just a second. I had to move my iPad out of the way so I can really get into my work. And I'm sure by now you guys went on to the next video. So we're just continuing from where we left off. Okay. So on this other side, let's go in on the other side. I'm going to first start out with this super dark brown right there. Let's turn my work. Oops. Good thing I have this mirror to make sure I'm always in frame. If I get a little quiet, you guys, it's just because I'm focusing, so. Excuse me if things ever get quiet. I'm focusing. Okay, so there's that dark color. Then we're going to go in with our second shading color, which is that one. We're going to go right over what we just did and then bring it out. And this side is going to be way more heavily shaded than this other side here. See how much further I'm coming out? See, I'm going to come all the way out to there with this color. Okay. Alrighty. Cool. So that looks good for that. Actually, what's that? The dark one. Just a second. I'm going to come out a little bit more with this here. There we go. So you have to decide where you want your shading at. What side do you want it to be heavier shaded on? So I decided that I want the light to be shaded more over here and the light to hit more on this side. Okay. Now we're going to go in with the skin tone color, which is going to be this color right here. And basically the highlight of this, it's her basic skin tone color, but it's also kind of like the highlight color too. And I'm using eyeshadow brushes to put this all on and to blend this. An eyeshadow brush works awesome. She's Jane Davenport. She sells eyeshadow brushes. I had some already, so I just never bought those ones, but you can buy hers too. I need to find out where I put them. I have a bunch of eyeshadow brushes that are actually bigger and longer ones, and I wanted to start using those. I just don't know where the heck I put those. I bought some ones that are like this long, and the heads are a lot bigger, which I'd like to use that on this body, because I could cover more of the body, but I don't know. I don't know where they're at. Right when I think I'm fairly organized, I can't find something. Oh, I'll organize myself. I'm always organizing my craft room or my art studio, and I'm famous for organizing myself right into a mess. You know, you'll put something away, so you'll be organized, and then you're like, what in the heck did I do with that? That's what I mean, organizing yourself right into a mess. Okay, so we want the line between here and here to be a little less severe, right? Right. So we're going to go back in. We're going to go right back in with this lighter brown color. Just dip it a little bit, wipe off a little of the excess, and then just start blending out from there. And kind of go over what you've done and then blend it out. Cool. The reason I say re-dip it back a little bit and then wipe off the excess, it just helps blend it if there's a little bit, just a little bit on the brush. Go over what you've done, just kind of glide over it and then blend it out from there. This is that darkest brown color. I'm just going back over little areas that lost a little bit of that. It's going back over it a little bit. Let me turn my girl around and see how this looks. Very good. I want a little bit more blending right here. Oh, shoot, I just did that wrong. No, I did the right one. Okay, I think that looks good with the skin. Very good. Okay, So let's come in on the face. So there we go. I'll bring that up there a little bit so you guys can see that. All right, so what we're gonna do next is we're gonna do the eyes. Okay, we're gonna put the color in the eyes, and then we're gonna put the eyeshadow on, so the eyes don't look like raccoons and it doesn't look crazy. Okay, let me put those away. For eyes, I love to use for the eye color, I love to use watercolors. I'm using Jane Davenport's watercolors. And I'm going to use, what color am I going to use? I think I want to use this color here. On my last girl, I did a green eye and a purple eye. I love to do 2 different color eyes. This time, because I told you we're going to change this girl up a little bit with her eye color, her makeup, we're going to change her up that way. I'm going to use this mermaid teal color, and then we'll do 1 eye purple. So a teal and a purple eye. I think that'll be pretty. Okay. Let me see if I gotta wet my palette just a second, guys. Oh man, I don't have any water in there. Hopefully I have enough water here. All my spray bottles are like almost dried out. Okay, I got enough water. All right, let me get a brush. I don't want to use those over here. We will use this one. Alrighty. We'll do the purple eye first. We'll do the purple one here. Okay. And when you're doing like really fine work like this, because you just want it in where the eyeball is, right? That's kind of, I'm using, these are beautiful brushes I got at Hobby Lobby. You get like, either you get a pack of 4 or you get a pack of 8. So they're either like $4 or $5 or they're like $8. Use a coupon. I have tons of them. I kept going back until I got all of the ones I wanted. And they're mermaid brushes. Because I wanted this, I wanted the ones with this end, and then I wanted this. So mermaid and unicorn. So I think these are the unicorn, these are the mermaid. But anyway, the important part is, see the pointed tip? That pointed tip is perfect. So you can really just get to where you want to be at. When you have like a really defined area. I use a pointed tip from almost anything I do, just because I feel like I have more control. Okay. I'm just taking a little bit of the color out because I got that purple a little bit heavy. Okay. And then I want to do that teal color. Let me find an area that I can put this in. Okay, there we go. Oh, that's a little too heavy. All right. Oh, this is a pretty color. This teal is gorgeous. Okay, so we're gonna let those eyes dry. Oh, that looks cool, doesn't it? Okay, but to give the eyes the depth and all that, we're going to do some shading with colored pencils, but not yet. We have to let that dry so we can do other things while that's drying. Let's do some eyeshadow. Let me put this watercolor somewhere so it can dry. Go over there. Okay, so for the eyeshadows, we're going to use For the eyeshadows, we're going to use these again. We're going to use the Lit Up palette. These right here. I'm real close in, but I don't want to have to refocus my page here, so. Okay. Alrighty, so what am I doing? Okay, I'm going to use magenta and I'm going to use orange. I've always wanted to do that combination. I love magenta and orange together when I'm like doing some type of coloring or painting. So see this magenta right here, and we'll do maybe that orange there or that orange, I'm not sure. But I've always wanted to do those two colors together. A lot of times I do magenta and purple together. But I told you we wanted to change her up on this girl. So we're going to do it with her makeup. Okay, so where do I want to put the magenta? On the outside or inside? We'll do it on the outside. So we're going to put magenta here. We're going to lay it on pretty heavy because I like a lot of eyeshadow. I like a made-up woman. Kind of like myself. I do my own eyeshadow pretty heavy. I always have a neutral lip on because I know that my my eyeshadow is going to be intense. Okay, so now we're going to use orange, and I'm trying to see which orange I like the best to go with this. Maybe this one here. Oh, maybe, yeah. I don't know which one. They're so close together. Let's go with this one. Doesn't really matter, probably. Oh, cool. I love it. It almost looks watermelon-y. It's not even as dramatic as I thought it would be, but it's cool. We'll blend that down with this other side. So what I like to do to blend it into the rest of the skin, I took the other side where there's no makeup and just go back, kind of go over it a little bit, and it'll blend down. And I'm going to go over it again just to deepen the color a little bit. Okay, and I'm going to go back to the magenta and deepen that up. Cool. I love it. Look at her eyeshadow. That looks gorgeous. Okay, so now the pencil. Oh, and while we're here, we can go ahead and put some blush on. And I think I'm going to use that magenta color again. So what I use, like I said, I use that. Make sure you guys are seeing what I'm talking about. Are the colors right there? Yeah. I'm going to use this magenta color again. I use that on her eyes. I use that color and I use that orange. But I'm going to use this magenta on her cheeks. I was just making sure that I was still in frame. Because you can be out of frame real quick. I love a big, nice, juicy, blushy cheek. And this is a really good blush color, this magenta. At least on my darker skin girls like this, the blush really shows up good. This color blush does. Okay. Alrighty. That looks good. Okay. Let me see what you guys are seeing. Yeah, I like that. Okay, so now let's shade the eye. Do some shading in the eye. Put my brush back. Okay, so what I like to do is I like to do some shading in the eyes here. It gives the eye color more depth. So right in the corners of the eye, I like to take my Prismacolor pencil, which is violet, and just bring it down so far. And then take my blender pencil and blend it out. Let me sharpen my pencil. And then when we're done doing this, we're going to outline these eyes. So the eyes are going to come alive, plus we're going to do catch lights, so they'll come alive even more. Okay, I have all my teal pencils right here. Looking to see which one I like the best. I think this color will be good. Again, we're good right in the crux of the eyeball, right at the top here, and halfway I'm going to use this color here, which is aquamarine. Again, these are Prismacolor pencils. And then we want to blend it out. So we're leaving that the area in the center, right? Blend it out. And that really adds the depth of the eye color and really brings the eyeball alive. And leaving that center open there. And if you get a little bit too much, like if you start blending it and it starts, I want a little bit more of this center part open. So I'm gonna just use my eraser and open it up more. Just erase a little bit more. There we go. And I'm gonna go back to the inner corners again and just add a little bit more depth. Okay, awesome. The next thing I want to do is I want to do some lining. Outlining the eye. Basically, it's just like you're doing eyeliner. And I want to retouch up the eyelashes. And this really brings the eyes alive. I'll show you here in just a second. I can see that my camera might switch off again. And go to another part. Every 30 minutes it starts a new video, so if it turns off, just head to the next video. So I'm just going right over the line of her eyes so that we can really define her eyes. Okay. Very nice. This pen right here is kind of thick and big. So you can either use something like this, or you can also use your black Prismacolor pencil, which is what I think I'm going to use. I have one. Oh, here it is. So you can go and outline and stuff with one of these type of pens. I'm getting really a lot of my pens like this are drying up, so I'm going to finish this off with my black Prismacolor pencil. Okay, I'm going to line the eye here. Make sure you guys are seeing what I'm doing. And then I'm going to redefine the eyeball, make that nice and black. And all you're doing is just going back over what's already been there. But when you're painting and doing all these different things, you lose the shape of the eyeball and the shape of the eye. So you're just redefining that again. Just a little defining. And then let me see if I have another pen that I know works. I need to go buy myself a bunch of more ink pens. This one works. Okay, so I'm going to use this ink pen right here. I was going to tell you the name of them, I forgot what they're called, but you know, just your ink pens. And I'm going to go over the eyelashes again. I wonder how it would with this pencil. Oh, you know what? The pencil is working even better. Okay, so I'm using my black Prismacolor pencil, nice and sharp, and going over the eyelashes again. And it's working out really nice with my pencil. There we go. That looks good. Love it. And I'm going to redefine also with my pencil, just kind of go over the eyebrows a little bit, just to kind of reshape those and define those back again. Okay. That looks good. Okay. See, look how she just comes alive when you define the eye shape. When you define the like her eyeliner, define the eyeballs more. It just makes like a huge difference. A huge difference. Okay. Now let's put a catch light in the eyes. So for the catch light, I need to get a here I go again, organizing myself right into a mess. I'm looking for a my script liner. Found one. Okay. So a script liner is just something like this. In fact, this one's not even the one I want. Just a second. Here's the one I want. Oh, you know why I couldn't find the script liner that I wanted? Because I already had it out. See, I told you I organized myself right into a mess. Okay, so that's what you want. That's a script liner. And that you can put the catch lights in the eyes really good with that. So I need some white paint. And let me look at my time situation. Okay. So we're just taking a little bit of white paint with my script liner, getting enough of the paint back off of here that it's going to be just real. And just do a nice thin line. Just a second, I'm over here playing for a second so I can get my brush loaded up. Good. Okay, got it loaded up nice. Okay, so, you know, I need to put a little bit more pencil right here. On that eyeball. Okay. So I'm gonna do, oops, paint didn't come off of here. Alright, let's hope this, here we go. Come on. Okay, so we're just throwing some small little catch lights in here. And then I'm just going to throw a little bit more catch light right there. Oh, come on. There we go. And another little catch light right there. So I think that looks fabulous. Love it. And then I like to add a little sparkle. Kind of what I like to call fairy dust. Little sparkles around the eye. So I'm gonna throw little sparkles. I do this all the time. It's like little glitter, little, we'll just call it little fairy dust. Fairy dusty eyes. Same concept when I fairy dust everything else in my pieces. Basically little white splatters, but I think fairy dust sounds better, don't you? Yes. I'll answer for you. Yes, Angela. Fairy dusty nice sounds wonderful. Okay. Love that. Let's also throw a little bit of a highlight right on the nose here. Okay, we'll take a little bit of white right on the cheeks, or a little highlight there and a little highlight here. Okay, and then I didn't do her lips yet, so we're going to do her lips. What do I want to do for her lips? Oh, I already have out. We're going to do probably some processed red to kind of match the hair on her lips. So I see